Hey, welcome back to a brand new video. Now in today's video I want to give a direct response or rebuttal I guess to the Kodomodachi live stream that they made, where they recently responded to all the allegations made against them in quite possibly the pinnacle example of how to never make a YouTube response, rebuttal or apology in any way, shape or form. This stream demonstrated how poorly produced a response can possibly be. From literally the definition of a notes app apology, where someone else does the apology and response for Kodo with awful audio quality, where the mic is blown out the whole way through and pretty much deafened me, and they continue to excuse everything happening while focusing on their own situation instead of the Kodo situation, and running off of the presumption that Kodo's victim is perfectly fine because they currently say they are. Like they have any right to speak at all for a victim of this kind of behavior. As someone who's experienced similar to what Kodo did, albeit a lot worse, it took years for me to realize how wronged I was. It took years for me to actually understand what had happened and for the actual dread and pain and trauma to sink in. It's not something that just happens immediately. Nobody just immediately realizes what's happened and gets traumatized by it in a situation where they've just left a relationship with someone that they thought up until that point was completely healthy. That's simply not how it works. But before I get into the actual full stream and discuss everything that was said and highlight how wrong it was and how mistaken the person speaking Zoe was and how ignorant this whole stream was, which upset me to the point that I can't even explain, where it took me multiple attempts to just watch through this stream. Hi, I'm HarleyTBS, a smaller YouTuber with 25,000 subscribers at the moment. If you're new to the channel or haven't already, please do feel free to subscribe to the channel for more content just like this one. I make videos every single day at 6 PM GMT, 1 PM EST, and I cover a lot of these serious topics like the Kodomodachi situation. So, if you're new to the channel or haven't already, please do go down below and click subscribe. By subscribing you support me, and you help me grow my channel, while also keeping up to date on all my content. While you're down by the subscribe button, you may notice that there's a notification button. By clicking that button, you'll get notified every time a video comes out without fail, as long as YouTube doesn't destroy my videos, which they don't normally do. So, if you click that button, you can support me, while also keeping up to date on all the content. Obviously, you don't have to watch every video I produce. That would be completely ignorant of me. I know that people can't just watch every one of my videos without fail. So, it's just kind of cool to make sure that you don't see me fall off of the face of the earth. Also, I have my other social media like my Discord, Twitter, Instagram, all linked in the description down below. So if you want to support me on more platforms and get to know me better while looking into more of me and seeing a different side of me that you don't really get to see in content, because obviously my videos are very scripted, very thought out, very pre-planned, whereas my other social media posts are just more me, pretty raw. If you want to see that side, go check out my other social media. And finally, if you want to support these videos financially, you can check out my Patreon, Ko-fi, and join button all below this video. Those different platforms allow you to support me financially with donations from as small as $1 to as high as $100, which goes straight back into the content in making sure that these videos are the best they possibly could be for daily content, which may mean hiring editors, hiring audio editors, hiring visual effects makers, all of that stuff. But basically, your money will go straight back into the content and improving it. So if you want to help support the channel while also improving the content, please do donate. It would be highly appreciated, and there's a lot of tiers on Patreon specifically where you can get a nice few rewards for just supporting me, which I think is a nice little way for me to give back for all the support you guys have given me. Genuinely, thank you for all the recent support. It's helped me so much with just producing content, and let's get back into the topic at hand. So, to sum it up and bring you back to the start of the Kodomodachi situation for those that aren't caught up on the situation already. So, Kodomodachi is a Friday Night Funkin' content creator, very well known for their artwork and mods made in Friday Night Funkin', which they seem to give away for free on their YouTube channel. They garnered over 100,000 subscribers quite quickly, which is very obviously an impressive feat that not many people can do. Garnering that kind of following takes a lot of hard work, or just a clear talent that can immediately get you to that position. Which I won't discount from Kodomodachi. They clearly have talent. And I'm not saying that because they made these mistakes, they should never have the opportunity to continue posting on their platform again, as long as they don't take advantage of another minor. And as far as we can tell, nothing actually sexual happened. This was a one-day relationship with a minor, which is disgusting. Absolutely disgusting considering they were 18. But as long as they don't ever do this type of thing again, they can learn, they can get help, and ideally, they won't ever do it again, and I think they can continue with their platform. But as a summary, Kodomodachi got in a lot of hot water after, when they broke up with their partner, they ended up in a lot of private calls with, and subsequently ended up in a dating relationship with a minor. I believe that minor was 13 at the time, about to turn 14, and Kodomodachi was 18. Now, this relationship lasted for a day, nothing was shared sexually, and during this relationship, all we can really tell happened was a lot of flirty messages and regular relationship stuff. Though, considering what we can gather from this situation is that this person was a fan of Kodomodachi and had found them through their Discord server, and also this person was very, very underage. There was a huge age gap here. This whole relationship was completely disgusting, abhorrent, illegal, and very problematic. After being called out for all of this behaviour, Kodomodachi made a lot of responses, most of these deleted, where they excused all of their behaviour, claiming that they saw nothing wrong with the relationship, and that people were taking it too far, or that they believed they didn't make a mistake, and that there was nothing going on here. However, when they realized they were making a mistake, they explained that they just never knew what predatory behavior was, and thought that there was nothing wrong with someone dating someone that much younger than them, which is an obvious bold-faced lie, as every single human with any sort of comprehensive skill understands that there is something wrong with dating a minor, and it gets me so infuriated that people like Kodomodachi use this excuse. As someone who's been privy to this type of behavior in the past, I completely find abhorrent that someone could excuse this behavior. From the age of like 13, you get explained how disgusting this type of behavior is. Obviously, kids don't really understand it, and especially when it's in a power dynamic between a creator and minor, they won't really comprehend what's going on, and could very easily fall into these relationships despite being warned about them. An adult, an 18-year-old, knows what is wrong with dating a minor. So it's so disgusting to see Kodomodachi's stream chat filled with people saying, "I'm so sorry you have to deal with this. I wish more people would give you a chance. You made no mistakes. It's so sad that you're being harassed over this stuff." They literally made a huge mistake that they need to be called out for. But when Kodomodachi got called out again, and people realized that they were obviously lying about not knowing about this predatory behavior or understanding that it was a problem, Kodomodachi claimed that them and the minor just mixed up this relationship with parental love? Like, no. No. You're 18. Kodomodachi, you are an 18-year-old, an adult. You're an adult by law, and have had past relationships like you demonstrated with Zoe. You understand the difference between parental love and sibling or motherly love. You do realize the problem. You do understand the crime committed here, and you do understand how wrong your behavior is. So how dare you try to excuse your behavior with, "Oh, well, I thought it was just like the relationship of a sibling." No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That's an excuse to try and avoid backlash, and it's obvious to everyone with half of a brain cell. But that brings us back to Speed, and now let's talk about the stream that took place the other day, where Kodomodachi, instead of speaking for themselves, got Zoe, one of their people that they used to date in the past, to defend them and make a bunch of excuses for them, while claiming simultaneously that they weren't making excuses in a stream to hundreds of people that were just continuously defending them against everyone criticizing them or calling them out. And during this stream, there's just so much shit that made no sense that Zoe was spewing that I was like, what are you talking about? They ramble for the first 40 minutes, just responding to chat over and over and over, sidetracking themselves, and not even getting onto the points they're trying to make. And when they actually get to talking about what the core focus of this stream is, all it is a horde of excuses. Oh, well, listen, Kodomodachi blocked them now. Kodomodachi didn't understand the problem. Yeah, I'm not defending Kodomodachi, but you see, they've learned. All the while, your ears are being absolutely destroyed by Zoe's bass-boosted microphone, which hurts my ears, and Kodo barely speaks, and when they do speak, it's just more excuses. Zoe says that the victim is not hurt at all, that they have no trauma, and that they say they're perfectly fine, which is insane, given that they literally broke up with Kodo a few days ago. They're not going to realize how they were wronged yet. It's not going to sink into them yet. They're not going to get affected by the trauma yet. I know that as someone who's experienced this type of trauma. It doesn't sink in immediately. And during this stream, Zoe says that they don't believe that anyone deserves any backlash over anything that's happened, and that everything is just petty mistakes that have no real merit towards the drama. and shouldn't be taken seriously, which is an insanely scary precedent to set. The idea that they're screaming into a bunch of 14-year-olds' ears is that it is perfectly acceptable to commit this type of behavior and not be held accountable for it. And that is, whether they're doing it intentionally or they're just incredibly stupid, a terrible thing to state in a video, and it cannot be overstated how incredibly wrong this mindset is. Kodo should be held accountable. While I'm not saying they should lose their platform because they're nothing like the likes of Cosmodor, Minilad, etc., I do believe that Kodo needs actual help to realize what they did was wrong, and I don't trust their word when they claim that they didn't actually understand what was going on and mistook the relationship for parental love. I can't trust them on that word, given they've had relationships in the past and they are a consenting adult that knows the difference between a relationship between a young child and their parents. There is such a huge, mistruth being told there. And when people mention in chat that Kodo is a consenting adult, Kodo replies by saying, yeah, I may be 18, but I still have a lot to learn. Yeah, you still have a lot to learn, but the things you need to learn are not that you shouldn't date a child. That should be common sense. That should genuinely be common sense. And because I can't take Kodo at their word on believing that they just mistook the relationship and this will never happen again, Kodo should get therapy. In my opinion, Kodo should look into getting themselves actual professional help so that they never make a mistake like this again, because this type of behavior is completely unforgivable. And though they claim that it was just a minor mistake and that the victim isn't hurt, this situation is much larger, much more serious, and much more despicable than they're letting on. But that's where I'll end this video. I genuinely can't sit through more of this stream and continue to bring up more of their points, because it's actually stirring me into an inner anger where I just want to unleash on this stupid idiot, explaining how wrong every single thing they've said and how this stream is such a poor example of defending yourself. But I genuinely just can't put myself through any more of this, and I hope that makes sense to you guys watching. If you have enjoyed this video, feel free to leave a like and subscribe for more videos just like this one. I would love to know your thoughts down below. Feel free to leave a comment telling me your thoughts on the stream. I saw a lot of people in the chat saying that YouTubers needed to make responses explaining how dumb this stream was, and when I saw that, I thought I needed to put myself in to just respond to this and point out the stupid mistakes so that Kodomodachi's fans don't get misled into trusting them again, or believing that they did nothing wrong, or believing that there's nothing to get backlash for here. You can also check out my other social media linked in the description down below. I would appreciate all the support on my Twitter and Discord, as I'm aiming for 3,000 Twitter followers by the end of the year, 2,000 Discord members by the end of the year, and just as a little bit of a weird hat to throw in the ring, I'm looking for 1,000 followers on my Instagram account by the end of the year. So if you could support those platforms, that would be really cool and highly appreciated. Your support, as always, is always appreciated. Thank you for coming to these videos every day. Thank you for supporting these videos every day. Thank you for sharing these videos so that people actually hear what I have to say every day. It means more than I could possibly ever explain in words. So all I'm saying is thank you, but I hope you know that the words thank you to me mean way more than they come across. There is so much emotion put into the thank yous I'm giving you, because it means a lot. Your support means a lot. But with that being said, my Patreon, Ko-fi, and join button, all down below. If you want to support me financially, those are your methods to do so, and any donation of any amount is highly appreciated. If you leave a comment showing me that you have donated, I will give you a personal thanks. Obviously, if you donate to the Ko-fi, you'll get a thanks there. I might post some extra content on Ko-fi as well, so I feel like that would be a cool little benefit for those that go over and support that platform, and it would be highly appreciated if you could just support me over there, as these videos take a lot of work. With that being said, Kodomodachi, please get yourself some professional help. Learn what you did was actually wrong instead of excusing it, because it's clear that something has to be going wrong in your head for you to try and justify this type of relationship. Nobody in their right mind could justify this type of relationship, or I hope not. I hope I'm not the only person in the world that sees what's wrong with this relationship and calls out how disgusting it is. I genuinely hope that that's not the case. With that being said though, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Says she wanna rock with it like me. I'm a stylish guy. Spend a little guap with it like me. We can catch a fly. Says she wanna rock with it like me.